Time right now, 9:16. You know, with older adults, a little forgetfulness, of course, is expected now and then.
You do expect that, but how can we tell when that forgetfulness kind of crosses the line into something much more serious? Senior care expert Kathleen Stuck is here to talk about dementia. Nice to have you here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Let's first talk about the stages of dementia for maybe people who are starting to get concerned about their parents.
Right. So dementia is a term we use that covers a broad spectrum of symptoms. So we categorize it into really simply mild, moderate, or advanced and late-stage dementia.
And you talked about that physical aspect. A lot of people don't think about that. You think about people losing their memory, not being able to recognize someone, but you say it's actually much more common that people can get a little bit violent.
There are a lot of behavioral changes that occur as somebody progresses through the stages of dementia, and by the time it gets to late stage, they can actually become very violent, and that's where it's really, really challenging for family members to really understand and know what they could possibly do for their loved one.
Okay, well, let's talk about the warning signs then. I mean, are there some things that are indicators of this is down the road or you're already there?
Well, sure. Usually somebody doesn't just go from 0 to 100. So they become slightly agitated, and you can see those symptoms, and you can see the tension building up a little bit in somebody. And it's really important at that point for family members to know what to do and how to de-escalate the situation instead of escalating it. Let me give you an example. We may try to reason, try to say, Mom, Dad, that's not appropriate. You can't behave that way. And instead, you can't reason with somebody who's unreasonable. You need to step back, and you need to think about what are the triggers. What occurred recently that may be bringing on this agitation or this violence or this mood swing that I'm seeing? And sometimes you can go back, and it can be as simple as, since we got Dad dressed this morning, he has been really, really irritated. It could be that his belt buckle is too tight, and he can't effectively communicate that, and he's really, really frustrated, and he takes it out in a different way. Or it could be something more extreme, like a family member or a neighbor came into the house, and they are a trigger, and there might be some history there that the agitation builds up. So as a family member, you want to watch for those things, and then once you know what the trigger is, you can try to de-escalate the situation.
At what point should the family say, okay, this is beyond what we can handle? I mean, everybody wants to care for their own family member if they can. But when you're talking about things getting physical and possibly even dangerous, at what point is it someone else needs to step in?
And that usually is exactly the point that people reach out when, the loved one is becoming violent. Now we feel like they're not safe at home, and they can't be managed well at home. And that's when families usually look to other outside sources for help. There are a couple things you can do. First of all, if it's within, your family scope, hiring a caregiver, a trained caregiver to come in can be a great gift, not only for the person who has dementia, but they can act as a coach to other family members in giving them ideas and suggestions about how to handle situations. And if that isn't the right answer for your family, I would at least recommend people attending a family workshop or a support group. I know that at Home Instead, we still have openings in our October session, and we welcome people to come to those. It is free of charge, but it's a great way for family members to learn more about what they can be doing at home. And we do have more information on our website at homeinsteadmsp.com.
Good information, because it can be overwhelming for family members who have to care for people who are entering that many stages of dementia. So it's good. Helpful information. Senior care expert Kathleen Stuck, thanks so much for coming on today and talking about dementia and how families can handle that.
Thanks for having me.